Hola, I'm Alex, and today we are exploring how virtual reality is transforming roofing training. In case you never heard of roofing and bitumen membranes before, they are more present in your life than you think. This is the material that protects flat-roofed buildings like offices, shopping malls, warehouses, residential houses, and more. Bitumen membranes are critical in order to ensure no water penetration, no water leaks, and an extended durability of the roof. In order to bring you the most accurate information, I interviewed Valentin Holzwarth, co-founder at Atlas VR, the Swiss VR development studio who created Bitumen VR. Let's start talking about who is your VR training targeted to?
Right now, we are targeting roofer trainees in Switzerland, those who learn roofing in a vocational school. Next, we will focus on career changers, so those who have been working in another job and are now entering the roofing sector with substantial upskilling needs.
So, how are roofer apprentices learning to torch down bitumen membranes? First, they learn the theory in the classroom with traditional methods like text, images, and videos. But after that, when it comes to the practical part, hands-on roofing training involves real torches and materials that pose significant risks to the students and results in significant material waste.
The school would procure the material only to weld it in the training center, and then the welded material would need to be disposed because it was only used for training purposes. With Bitumen VR, large material-intense parts of the training can happen in VR, and details can be still trained in reality.
Now let's talk about the key benefits of virtual reality training compared to traditional training. First and foremost,
the material savings on bituminous membranes are more than 25 tons annually. They do not need to be procured, welded, and disposed anymore by Swiss training centers thanks to Bitumen VR. Safety is also a point when working with open fire. So torching means you're working with a flame, and obviously there is fire hazard. This poses another challenge for the training center, since one trainer oversees many trainees at the same time, and we want to ensure that no one gets hurt and everyone returns home healthy at the end of the day. Bitumen VR can make the life of the trainers easier, since trainees can learn independently in a safe environment, and they don't have to stop after one round because there's no more material left. Actually, they can train as many rounds as they need until they are getting proficient in what they're doing. In VR, we have a big advantage over the real world because we can simulate and visualize the amount of heat that goes into the material. In the past, they could only assess welding quality by visually inspecting the material from the outside, and they could never really be sure whether there could have been a cold area in between that the trainee missed. In VR, now we have full assessment of the welding quality. In Switzerland and the entire DACH region, we have a skills shortage in technical trades, meaning young people are not as eager to pursue those careers as in the past. We motivate the younger generation and engage them in entering careers in technical trades and help them acquire the knowledge, which might appear boring to them at first, but then interesting when they experience it in VR.
Learning to weld in VR is not the future anymore, it is the present, because there are already 240 trainees per year in Switzerland taking advantage of this new technology. So where are trainees using the VR classes? In the classroom or at home?
Right now, students come to the training center anyways. So Bitumen VR is mainly used in classroom types of settings. However, there is a great opportunity having the flexibility to go into hybrid and blended models, which means handing a headset to a trainee to train more at home. A typical question we get when going to clients that are not familiar with VR technology yet is, can the trainees use the technology independently, or is it difficult to use in general? We address this with a tutorial within the VR training application itself, which enables trainees to learn how to use the VR application at their own speed.
The tutorial is currently available in German, French, and Italian. The next language that they are going to translate it to is English. I speak German, so I was able to go through the tutorial. I have to say the tutorial is pretty intuitive to follow on your own, even without having any previous experience with roofing. However, I got stuck in the process 2 times, so there's definitely room for improvement for the next versions of the app. As you see, I am teleporting and jumping around the roof. That's because my office is small and I don't have much space to walk around freely, But if your training center has a big space available of 10 by 10 meters,
then you don't have to teleport at all, and you can naturally walk through the entire 10 by 10 meter virtual training environment.
It's crucial that the space is entirely open without any columns. Maybe you work in a vocational school or in a roofing company and would like to start using Bitumen VR, but you don't have any previous experience with VR and feel lost.
Then we will definitely guide you in a step-by-step process, and we will also onboard the trainers to ensure that the training can happen as smooth as possible. And it is also very important that the trainers familiarize themselves with the VR training and that they can gain trust in the technology.
In conclusion, Bitumen VR allows you to save on bitumen membranes and offers a safe learning environment where students can do mistakes without any consequences. It's a great first step to learn the technique that results in better trained students afterwards.
It is fun for the trainee, it saves time and money for the training center, the roofing companies, and even the owner of the building will have a benefit because the roof is sealed with better quality and the roof will last longer.
Does this welding virtual reality training look interesting to you? And would you like to know more? Then
you can find more information on our website atlasvr.ch and be free to connect with me on LinkedIn.
Thanks so much for watching. My goal with these videos is to educate the public about the current state of VR training and facilitate the adoption of this technology. Basically, I help companies start taking advantage of VR training. I bring to the channel the VR trainings that I consider the most useful and valuable. So if you developed an interesting VR training yourself, feel free to share it with me via the email in the description and I might do a video about it. Cheers! See you in the next VR training review. Adios!